Hi, today we're going to talk about the impacts of social media on the students at Northwest School. My name is Megan Franco. I'm the assistant principal, and I'm here with.
Brittany Vienna, and I am the instructional coach interventionist here at Northwest. There are many social media apps that our children are engaging in today, whether it's TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter. A finding from the New York Times reports that kids as young as 8 are using social media more than ever. The report highlights a 17% increase in screen use time between tweens in the last 2 years, which is more than in 4 years prior. Parents reported in the C.S. Mott Children's Hospital National Poll on Children's Health that approximately one-third of children aged 7 to 9 years and almost half of children aged 10 to 12 years use social media apps, despite that the age restriction for these apps that we are looking at is 13 years old.
So, I want to talk a little bit more about more alarming statistics in relation to social media. And these have been put out by Mayo Clinic. So, 98% of children report to not being able to leave home without their phones. I know as an adult that sometimes I have a hard time. It's almost like another appendage. When I don't have it, I'm missing it, and it's definitely unhealthy. So, children are reporting feeling the same way. Frequent use of social media, more than 2 hours a day, was negatively associated with academic performance. So, the more time students are participating in social media, on their phones, electronics, technology after school, the less time they're engaging in, social interaction with their peers or using their imaginations, critical thinking, spending family time, you know, with one another, and things like that. And then finally, an average of 147 minutes is spent daily by social media users worldwide of all ages. So, some of the hardships of social media, the first being cyberbullying. Kids get this feeling that they can say anything they want at any time on social media. So they have the freedom of expression, which is great to share with so many people, but also they can put their opinions out there, which can be hurtful to other students, and they're instantly judged for things that they do or things that they say. And as we know, it can never go away. The other two kind of go hand in hand, social comparison and negative body image. Of course, everyone puts their best foot forward when they're posting on social media. It's everyone's highlight reel, as they say. So students are seeing, their peers with the best clothes, and, their pictures are filtered. And so they're constantly comparing themselves to people, peers of their age. And then another one is this, it's a huge security risk. Students are going on, a lot of times they're meeting through Snapchat and through social media, other people in the area. And when they go on there, I've heard of stories where people are pretending to be someone they're not. And so they can go on and say, I'm a child at Northwest School, I'm 10 years old. And, that might not be the person behind the technology, at the end of the day.
Additional hardships also include sleep disruption, fear of missing out, addiction, screen time, and pressure to conform. An excessive amount of time spent on social media can interfere with your students' academic performance, sleep patterns, and overall well being. So, encouraging that balance and setting boundaries around screen time is very important.
So, what do we do about it? How do we support our children at home? The first thing is maybe coming up with a contract together, setting the rules and limitations that your family is going to agree upon within your own house. Um, maybe you're only going to allow screen time for an hour a night. Maybe at bedtime, you're going to move technology away from the bedroom. A lot of times, that's something we see very frequently in the school is that students are, sleepy during the day because they have their devices at bed. And so when parents or families think they're going to bed, they're really staying on their devices longer than allowed. Turning on privacy settings, monitoring your child's accounts, being forthcoming with them, letting them know that you're going to be going through their account. Being a role model. As a classroom teacher, I'll never forget talking to students about their parents and what they did at home at night, and it was a resounding answer. It was alarming to me that many children talked about how their parents were on their devices. They didn't get that quality time with parents. So if nothing else, be that role model for them and be able to spend that quality time, with your children because they're they're yearning for it. Also encouraging face-to-face contact with friends, going out. outside or inviting a friend over for a play date, and also that face-to-face time with family, and then making screen time a privilege. There's nothing wrong with having a child do some chores before they're allowed to, use their technology, or, before they do home or after they do homework, they're allowed to get on their technology. Making technology a second, as opposed to it being just something that's part of their routine.
And then also you want to think about planning screen time choices. Is it appropriate for your child? And that's something that you want to think about as well as your child is engaging in these social media apps. You want to be consistent with device expectations. And you also want to make sure that those devices are powered off and removed before bedtime. For often students want to keep on those devices, and that's what keeps them up at night and keeps them sleepy during the day.
So here are just a few privacy apps that I found, and they all kind of do the same thing. Some are free of charge, some do have a charge along with them, but I think worth it. They will track this child's location. They'll set a screen time and turn off the technology when they've hit their time. They filter inappropriate web content, and they'll block apps from your child's phone.
So, conversations that you want to consider having with your child over social media apps is you want to ask your child about the apps and websites that they're using. Is it appropriate for their age that they're in? Also, you want to think twice before pressing enter. Talk to them about how words have an impact. Something that I think about, I used a tube of toothpaste and I tried to put the paste back in the tube, like squeeze out the tube of toothpaste, and it can't go back in. So that's an example of, showing that what you say matters and counts.
Okay, and then reassure them that they can always talk to you. The hardest part, I think, being a parent is allowing your children to talk to you about stuff, because really quick you want to jump in and be able to fix the problem, or maybe try to prevent something from happening. But the less judgmental you are when children come to you with information, the more they're going to be apt to telling you in the future when things come up. Talking about personal information that should not be shared. Again, letting children know that you don't always know the people that are the other end of social media. And this goes for video gaming too. Just because someone says they're one thing doesn't mean that they are. And also, not sharing phone numbers and email addresses and, regular home addresses and just all of the personal information you can think of. And then friending people that they know. Making sure that you have those privacy settings set, and that the people that they're friends with, you're constantly monitoring, and that you're aware of everyone who's on their friends list.
So then we wanted to provide some social networks that are appropriate for children under the age of 12. Social media does have a role to empower when used appropriately. So there were a couple social networks that we discovered that were safe: Everloop, Lego Life, and Pop Jam. Everloop is a social networking site for children that emphasizes online safety and digital citizenship. It offers a secure space for kids to interact, play games, and explore age-appropriate content. And then we have Lego Life, which is a social network for kids who love Legos, allowing them to share their creations, participating in building challenges, and connecting with a community of like-minded Lego enthusiasts. And then the third social network for kids was Pop Jam. It's a creative platform for kids to express themselves through art, quizzes, and interactive content. It promotes positive interactions and creativity among young users. And these social networks are free of use for children.
And then here's some additional ones. We have Spotlight, Talk, and Gram Social. Gram Social. So Spotlight is an app that is digital environment where children can explore, learn, and understand how to be positive online. Talk, Play Kids Talk is a kid-safe chat and messaging app for under 12 years old. So this is a great alternative to Snapchat or Instagram. WhatsApp is another one that I know children have used before in the past as well. And then the Gram Social mobile app was designed to put kids' safety first. Customized permissions are in place to keep them away from common dangers that social media offers. So hopefully, with these 6 apps that we've suggested and found for you, there's something that'll be helpful for your family and something that maybe you can put in place, immediately. So, overall, social media can have both positive and negative impacts on students, highlighting the need for guidance, education, and open communication to help students navigate the digital landscape responsibly and safely. Um, we'd like to continue doing some parent presentations on different topics, and we listened to your feedback from the PBIS survey we handed out at the beginning of the year. So, I did attach a parent survey. They'll be sent out with this email. So if you have any suggestions for us or input, or if you know of any apps that we can add to our next presentation, we would love to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you.